What's up, West Region? Catrina Scott here. And first of all, I'm just drinking some McSperry Energized. It's amazing. I love it. So super excited to be here and to speak to you all. It truly is an honor to even be asked to come in here and give you guys some tidbits, because in all honesty, I look up to so many coaches in this page. It's a pretty rad experience to be able to pop in here and pour into you guys. So today we'll be talking about utilizing the value of the challenge pack in order to overcome objections. So for those of you that don't know me, I live in Northern California. I am married to my amazing husband, Brad. I'm a mom to two crazy little boys who keep me busy. And I am a two-time elite, 5-star diamond. And I cannot begin to tell you guys how much this opportunity has completely changed my life. So really quick, essentially in 2019, I was able to retire my full-time wedding photography. I was a premier wedding photographer in the Napa Valley North, and Beachbody gave me this amazing opportunity to be able to come home and get my weekends and my life back. And insert Beachbody income disclaimer, as far as, like, you guys all know, you have to work this business in order for it to work. But I was able to not only come home to my family, but replace that income and have more freedom. So I bleed blue because of that. Absolutely amazing. I've been a coach for a little over 6 years now, and absolutely the best decision I've ever made in my life. Usually don't have to tell anybody in these calls that, right? But so talking about the objection and using the value, that's what we're going to be going over. And to be honest with you, there is one place that you absolutely, have to start. You need to start talking about the value in your everyday posts, in your stories, all over your social media. You know, I constantly talk about the total solution, the belief in what we do, right? And by doing that, I rarely get price objections. And that is such a blessing, but it's because I truly believe it. I speak with conviction, and I'm consistent in not only showing up, but speaking about the value of what we truly offer. So we're gonna go over it. I'm gonna break it down, but I want you guys to really think about, am I talking about the value? When I post my shake, am I really talking about what's in there and why the value is there? What about within my workouts? And, not just posting a sweaty selfie. Maybe I'm showing in my stories or whatnot the value of BOD, over 700 programs, the nutrition side. There is so much. We're going to go over that in detail, but you've got to talk about it. Otherwise, people have no idea. I went to school for business and marketing. That was my degree, but I will be honest with you, I fell 2 credits short of my bachelor's. No big deal, because I don't need it anyway, but I did learn something in my college courses, that when you market a product or a program or whatever you're going to be selling or offering, if you only give one option, the percentage is very low that the person says yes. You are going to have to continue to market that. But it's proven that if you give 3 options, 98% of the time, people will go with the middle option. So the reason I bring that up is because when you're talking about the challenge pack, if you come in with the bottom 160 or right now the 140, you're probably not going to get everybody to go at that price point, right? People are going to look at that as maybe that not being being the most expensive entry level, because they don't know. We're not educating them, or maybe you need to be. But if you start there, they're going to want to know what's in the middle. What's the next best thing, right? And which would be a BOD, and you might end up with an annual BOD or a 3-month BOD. But the value of the challenge pack and the total solution is what gets our customers the best results and makes them tune into this lifelong community, right? So what we need to do is make sure that you're not afraid to talk about the Mega Deluxe Challenge Pack and the Deluxe Challenge Pack. And the reason is because if 160's down here and 285's up here, they might go for like that 250 Challenge Pack, right? The Deluxe. So offering, maybe drop a graphic, I know they float around, make sure you have something that gives them choices between challenge pack options, okay? And then when you talk about them, be very conscious about your verbiage. A lot of times we'll talk about belief next, but a lot of times when we just come in and talk about the price and Shakeology is $130, people compare that to something they can get at Walmart or Costco or wherever. You've heard it all, I'm sure. And they're like, well, I can get a protein shake for way less. Well, your verbiage needs to not only talk about Shakeology is so much more than a protein shake. We all know that with adaptogens and prebiotics and probiotics. And going off on a quick tangent, Tony Horton in those videos of him like being the checker is so true. If we were to buy all the ingredients that's in Shakeology on its own, it would be way more expensive, right? But I don't expect you to sit and talk about all the ingredients in Shakeology on your social. So by talking about and using verbiage of like, it's only $130 and right now it's seriously crazy that it's $140 and you get a whole year's gym, like virtual gym, the workouts, 700 workouts with celebrity trainers. I think when you can start building the belief and then use the verbiage of what value you're actually bringing, people aren't objecting to that. Because I'm a personal trainer and working in a gym, I know that people pay trainers anywhere from $60 to $100 an hour, not to mention their monthly gym membership. And there's usually an initiation fee. Like, you can talk about all of that, in that we don't have that. You get 700 amazing programs, more than, right? Like, you're never gonna get bored in there. And it's $100 a year. Like, that's a $13 a month membership. If you're not talking about that, you're missing the mark, because along with that, they're also getting Shakeology is a $130 value on its own, okay? So that leads me into like, you need to talk about the total solution that we offer. Nowhere else on the planet, at least I've looked and haven't found it, can you get the total solution. Now, Carl talks about this all the time. We know this, right? That we offer that. And a lot of people are like, okay, yeah, support, accountability, and nutrition and fitness. But I can tell you, in the back room of the gym, there is a success triangle. And it says that fitness, nutrition, and support. Well, you guys, even if you work with a trainer, you are not getting the support that we offer in these groups. Like, bod groups is amazing. I know there's some bugs, they're gonna work out. The tracker was my jam. I freaking love that. So moving it into bod groups is just gonna be that much more awesome. And you guys, you're offering that support, that accountability, that community, that self-love on top of total fitness and nutrition. The Fixate in the app and 2B Mindset now, that is well worth over $160 for an annual subscription just to those two items. Add on everything else and you're like, no, everything you need here is conveniently located in one app, right? And when you tie in Shakeology with the nutrition and you're like, all these ingredients that your body needs are right here. You don't have to go out and find them, or like, I live in a very, very small town, like the health food store wouldn't even carry half of those ingredients. So by talking about that constantly, every single day within my stories, I talk about the value of the challenge group, of the nutrition, of the fitness, of the community, that when people come to me for more information and want the price, it's like I start with the the deluxe, and then the basic. And by doing that, they're usually coming in with a deluxe or mega deluxe challenge pack, but they're never leaving with less than the challenge pack, because they see the value consistently with my daily social media, okay? So how do you get to that point to just talk like that? Like, it starts with belief. We all know that mindset is absolutely key in this business, right? It starts with the belief in yourself, and it starts with the belief in our products. And that means being proof the product works. You need to get out there and use everything, all arsenal in our tool belt, right? I say it all the time to my team that a contractor does not show up to work without his tools, okay? And he's like, well, I can't do the job today because I don't have the tools. Like, you need to show up with everything you have to make this work, right? Like, to do the work. So that means drinking a shake, doing your workouts, and being proof the product works, and showing that on your social in a way that is convicting. Like, you've got to believe it. It starts with belief. And when you believe it and you speak with that conviction, you guys, it's really hard to combat our price point. Like, I just told you what a gym membership costs, over $100 a month, plus an initiation fee. We're talking $13 a month on the 160 challenge pack. It's less than that right now, right? So when you can break that down and not look at it as a lump sum 160, you know, like people say, in the beginning of my business, I used to get all the time, like, do you have a payment plan? And I started thinking about that, and I'm like, a gym doesn't really give you initiation payment plan, and that's like $250 at most gyms, right? So make the investment in yourself. I say it all the time on my stories and in my social, like, you've got to have skin in this game, because when you do, you're more apt to do the work to show up. And if you start saying that in a daily form, it's going to happen. You know, like, people are going to see, like, man, she's serious, she's committed, she's invested in herself, right? But you have to break that down. You can't come at someone with the $160 price point or the $285 price point without telling them. Like, you are getting in this bundle Shakeology, which is, you know, could be used as a meal replacement. We all know that, like, you know, it breaks down to $4.33 a serving. It's less than your sugary coffee that you could replace every day. Like, that's a normal, right? But think about everything else. Think about the energy they're going to get back. Think about those items that maybe aren't on the forefront or on the label of the bag. Think about the lifeblood of Energize. Better have some. How I cannot live without this. Like, after drinking it, there is no way I cannot. So it's super important when you are talking about the package and this total solution that you discuss those things. You discuss what our shake truly brings to the table. That Energize is all natural and it doesn't have a crash afterwards. That our fitness programs are from top-notch celebrity trainers, right? And there's over 700 in the library. No one's ever going to get bored with that. If you break each item down that comes into that pack, think of the nutrition. We already went over this, but look at the Fixate on BOD and the recipes alone. You know how much a magazine is nowadays for healthy recipes? Seriously, like, you have to talk about these things, you guys, because the value of our challenge pack is well worth it in that one nutrition app in BOD, okay? The Fixate. And now To Be Mindset is added on there. Like, you are kidding me. So when you break those things down and you talk about that, and let's say someone's not following you for very long, and then you have to kind of explain that. That's fine too. Do it that way. And then when they ask you, like, the price, you're like, it's only this much money. Like, I still am blown away that it's $160 to do this. Like, what? I believe so much and speak with such conviction about it because I'm 100% bleed blue, believe in our programs. I know they work. I know the nutrients in our shake, the prebiotics, the probiotics, like, the price point is fire. And if you're not discussing the value of those things and talking and educating your customer, because that's all it comes down to, is educating the client of what you're offering them, they can make that better decision and know that they're getting a screaming deal, right? Like, there's no way you could not do that in a package and get anything of the same value. Sure, you can do workouts on Pinterest and buy your own protein shake, but you're going to miss the support, and vice versa with any combination of those. So once you know the value of your tool belt and you come with your arsenal and you're ready to go with it, the other part that a lot of us leave out is the priceless component. And I have a hard time believing that you guys forget this. But a lot of times when we talk about it, with my team especially, they're like, well, yeah, the community's great. I'm like, did you talk to them about what that means in the community? Because the community is like, it's a big, vague word, right? How about accountability at its finest? We show up, we work out together. We've been doing the virtual meetup thing way before quarantine. My girls know that they can come to my team page, get on a Zoom link, talk to me, team calls, all those things. We do them for our challengers. We have the Zoom link for anyone and everyone to work out. The accountability is there. And the team, the support, you guys, the follow-up. Anybody else, you'd go download a Pinterest workout, right? Like, you need to talk to this about your clients, especially the ones that are like, well, I got my workout from Pinterest. I'm like, is that Pinterest lady calling you or emailing you back or asking you what your results were, or did you take your measurements? No, right? That's what we do as coaches, and that is the priceless component of this. And on top of that, the relationships that you're building, right? The team support and the platform in itself. The platform of Beachbody on Demand and now with bod groups, and letting them go in there and log their workouts and us seeing what they're doing behind the scenes, that is unparalleled. Working from a gym, like, personal trainers are taking notes and trying to figure it out and have their own logs and apps for that. And it's like, this is coming in fire, where they can log all of their stats and compares it for them to track those results. You guys, those are things that come with our community, that come with our total solution. So to summarize this back up again of how we use the value of the challenge pack, I do not get price objections anymore. I will tell you, people will say I need to save for it, but that's as far as they get, right? Like maybe 2 months and they're signed up. And the reason is because I talk about the value, right? I use the correct verbiage because of my belief in what I do, what we do, the products we offer, the integrity of our products, right? I use the verbiage that says that. You're not going to find another product on the market that matches the integrity of our product. Nothing goes through the same amount of testing as our product, right? And then I tell them, like, I don't just say it's only, right? But I'm like, if you bundle this together, the savings is incredible. There's no reason why you wouldn't go for a larger pack, because you're actually saving so much more money. And granted, that's not for everybody, and we can get them in at all different price points, all the way down to a 3-month bod. But the fact that they see the value because of how I am talking to my customers, it's all in the verbiage with the belief, okay, of how this is a total solution. Remember that triangle of success: fitness, nutrition, and support. And with support comes accountability. And the only way they're going to jump in and just take your word for it is your belief. You have to bleed blue. You have to know our products work. You have to know the value. You have to see it. If and if you don't, if you're not there yet, that's okay too. Go look up 5 ingredients on the back of Shakeology. Go look at Energize. Just Google quercetin, okay? I want you guys to really look at what we are, this gift we're giving. And on top of the fitness and the nutrition, be a darn good coach and hold your people accountable. And that support, that triangle is unwavering, okay? And then you just have to break it down. Keep breaking it down. Break down each portion of the package to a value, right? Because there is no gym membership for $13 a month without no initiation fee, right? There is 1,000 different protein shakes on the planet, right? But you can package this with your gym membership, and it's almost, that's what, 40 more bucks this month? Like, that's mind-boggling, right? So if you can break those tools down to use as arsenal, you will have a much better success rate. And then just overall, know the value of the other people that maybe you work with in your team or in your challenge groups. Know their value and their support and the value of what you're giving them. Because when you believe it and it comes from here, it's so much easier to speak with conviction and have them help see the value. But it starts with talking about it before and addressing the objection before it can ever come to play. So, okay, there's some comments here. I would love to see some examples of the ways you say this in a message. So like I said, I start on my social media. I talk about it in my stories. I talk about the programs, the life-changing things that Beachbody has done for me and my family. I mean, you can go check out my social if you want, but everything from the best fitness and the best shape of my life. It's even saved my marriage at one point. The fact that I'm financially free, Beachbody disclaimer, income disclaimer. Those are what I talk about the value, right? Like this has converted and completely changed my life in so many ways that the value is there, right? So when it comes to a message and I've sent the invite of like, you've been watching me, I would love to get you involved in this. I would love to help you with your fitness regimen. In those invites, they already see the value because of what they've been following me. That the follow-up is just strictly what's included. And that's in my message, right? Of they're getting Shakeology. They know the value of it because I talk about what's in it all the time. They're getting the virtual gym. They can log in with me. They've got all the super trainers that they can log in just from their living room and get all of that. And I just explain, right? And then you get a weekly meal plan from me emailed to you every single week. That's my message back as a follow-up. Here's what you get. Shoot me your email if you're ready to get going. I'm super, super simple. I'm black and white. I tell it like it is, but I don't leave out the value, right? That the total solution is where it's at because you need all three of those components to have true success. All right. So that is a little wrap up of how you can use the value of our total solution, our challenge pack, to overcome price objections. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat or post them on this thread and I will follow back up and answer anything I can for you. Thank you all for tuning in and taking time out of your busy morning to listen to my tips on overcoming objections. Hope you guys have a fabulous Wednesday. Take care.